Hi, I'm Sarah Green. I'm here today with Harvard Business School professor Thales Teixeira. He's done extensive research on what makes ads go viral using eye tracking and facial recognition software. Thales, thanks so much for coming in today.
Glad to be here, Sarah.
So tell me how ads today need to be different than they needed to be in the past to be successful.
Okay, so in the past, ads needed to be memorable, right? Now, to be memorable, they had this idea of having a storyline and at the end really providing a surprising finish, a punchline or a joke or something like that, right? Just like in movies, how scripts are made. The thing is that most recently, many people have started to avoid watching ads, or they skip with the remote control, they use DVRs to zip past through ads, so they don't arrive at the end of the ad. And if they don't arrive at the end of the ad, it's not memorable to them. So for ads today, ads have to become different. They need to actually capture the viewer's attention in the first 5 seconds. So the surprise finish, the punchline that used to be at the end, now has to be sort of more at the beginning to capture viewers' attention.
So how do you keep people watching after hooking them?
One of these ways is just to induce joy. If people feel happy, people feel humor, they're excited, they're interested, they're more likely to watch the ad until the end. Now the way to do it, you would imagine that, well, provide the most amount of humor and people are going to be more happy about it, they're going to watch the ad until the end. It turns out that in my research I find that that's not the best way to do it. People actually get used to, they adapt to the humor, to the positive emotion that they feel. So to get an ad to be viewed all throughout, you actually have to do what is counterintuitive, which is provide some funny or some joyful moments and then take it away from them. Create a scene in which there isn't this, and then you reinsert it in another scene, emotional, humorous part of the ad.
Can you give us an example of an ad that follows that kind of format?
Sure. So one of these is the Bud Light swear jar, right? So what happens is this ad starts off with people in the office, and they create a swear jar in which if you swear, you actually have to put money in the jar. And the ad is all about instances in which people try to swear, because what they've decided is when the swear jar gets full, they'll buy a case of Bud Light with it. Now in this sense, the first swearing is actually surprising. So when viewers are not used to swearing on ads, so when they see it, even though beeped out, it's surprising. So the first 5 seconds, they're hooked. And then with this alternation of scenes in which they're swearing, and then it stops, and then it changes to another scene, you can see this high and low, this alteration of the joy that is provided, the humor that is provided, just like my research talks about as being effective.
So what takes an ad like that is effective and then turns it into a viral ad where we actually want to forward this advertisement to a friend?
Sharing is essentially a function of two things. One is the content of the ad, right? Some types of ads are more likely to share. In that regards, surprising ads are also ads that are more likely to be shared, but they can't be shocking ads. One example of that is the Bud Light clothing drive. So this is an ad in which there are people in the office that are actually, they take their clothes off to donate. And so you can actually see scenes of nudity, which is, it's blocked by black squares. But nonetheless, people are more likely to watch it because it's surprising, yet they're less likely to share it because it's shockingly surprising. The opposite of that is Evian roller babies. What they have is a bunch of babies that are computer-generated that are doing stunts with rollerblades. That's surprising, but that's not shocking. So the last element is actually that not just content fosters sharing, but people's motivations also foster sharing. So that's important because there's two basic types of motivation. One is people's altruistic motivation to share, right? I see an ad, I like it, I find it funny, and then I want to share it with you because I think you will enjoy it too. But it turns out that we find from our research that most of the sharing happens through a self-interested reason. Not altruistic, but self-interested. People share ads because they want to appear sort of socially, they want to gain social capital in the process of sharing it, appear as though they found something new, interesting, and insightful. It's all about them, not about the receiver.
Well, Thales, that's fascinating research. Thank you so much for talking with us today.
My pleasure.